And good evening, this is Bob W6CGX, and I'll be your net control operator for tonight's Papa Great Outdoor Net. This net meets every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Pacific. This is a directed net, so please go through net control at all times, and your cooperation is always greatly appreciated. Stations with emergency or priority traffic can come into the net at any time with a double break, and net control will respond appropriately. The Papa system is an open membership-supported system in the Southern California area with coverage from the Mexican border to Paso Robles and from the Channel Islands to Las Vegas, Nevada. If you're a visitor to the Papa system tonight, I invite you to go to papasys.com, that's PAPASYS.com, and register as a guest. With your guest registration, you'll have 45 days of free access to the Papa system. At the end of your one-time 45-day guest access period, we'd love for you to become a subscribed member, continue to use the Papa system on a daily basis, and be part of the Papa system family. However, all amateurs are welcome to participate in the daily, weekly, and monthly Papa system nets regardless of their membership status. Again, this is the Papa system Great Outdoor Net. Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. W6CJX here in the Papa System Outdoor Net phone booth. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. We did. It's been in different stages, so it's kind of hard to get everyone together. But we're slowly hacking away at all of our relatives. Not literally. No, that would probably put us in prison. Watching too many of those darn Lifetime movies. Anyway, we're just having some fun. I hope everyone's doing good. And yeah, we got, this is the last outdoor net of the year. Sounds sad, maybe to make some people happy, but we will be coming back next year. So don't worry about that. We'll figure something out because that's going to be our 5th anniversary coming up in March. So we'll have a big celebration. I think Carolyn's going to make a nice cake and all that. We can share it with everyone. Okay, before we go too far, let's get the announcements under our belt, and then we'll get started. This is the Papa System, Great Outdoor Net. W6CJX is your net control.
Here are the Papa System announcements for the second week of January 2026. The Papa System would like to thank all of the Papa System sponsors, members and guests that attended both of our year-end fiestas. It was again another success this year. Also a big thanks to the team that made Operation Holiday Cover-Up a success also. Papa has an extensive network of repeaters covering a multitude of modes. They exist not only to provide communications during emergencies, but also as a place for you to use your radio for actual conversations with your fellow members. So instead of a radio check, just put your call sign out there and have a chat. Check out the YouTube video on the Papa homepage. Grab a cup of coffee, as Eric KJ4YZI makes a good case for actually talking to folks on air. The Papa Inland Empire Breakfast. Papa will be meeting in person on Saturday, January 10th, at 9 a.m. at the Mill Creek Cattle Company in Mentone, California. Everyone is welcome. We will be offering ham license testing at 8 a.m. for technician, general and amateur extra class licenses. Please RSVP for the breakfast at 9 a.m., and for ham license testing at 8 a.m. The Papa West Side Luncheon. Papa will also be meeting in person on Saturday, January 10th at 11 a.m. at the Sizzler in Culver City. We will be offering ham license testing at 10 a.m. for technician, general and amateur extra class licenses. Please RSVP for the luncheon at 11 a.m. and for ham license testing at 10 a.m. Papa Quick Start Program. At all of our test sessions, we have a quick start program for newly licensed technicians. We will help you understand how to communicate on the Papa system with fellow ham radio operators. You will be able to get on the air as soon as your new FCC license arrives and receive a free pre-programmed VHF/UHF handheld radio at no cost to you. You are encouraged to join the new HamsNet Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. with Steve, KI6LOV, and connect with fellow amateur radio operators. More details are available at all of the Papa test sessions and on the Papa website. The USS Midway Museum radio team, NI6IW, will be on the air on Saturday, January 10th, from 0900 to 1600 Pacific Time. They will be commemorating Desert Storm commences January 16, 1991. Please check the Papa website for all modes and frequencies. All this information, and a whole lot more, can be found on the Papa website at papasys.com.
Okay, well, we got a few things still going on in the Papa system we haven't gone under yet. We definitely want to take a time to help, especially the new hams. I know it's a good way to kind of get out there and throw your call out or say, can I get a radio check? And a lot of times it's needed because they may be in an area or on a highway somewhere where they just want to make sure their radio's working. But have a little conversation because you never know. They could be sounding really good and the next minute they're not, especially with UHF. Okay, I think we have an announcement, follow-up announcement, I think, from Logan. So let's see if Logan's out there, and we'll take his announcement and any others after that. KD6 LLB. Welcome, Logan.
Thank you, Bob. This is Logan, Kilo Delta 6 Lima Lima Bravo on Papa 4 Saddle Peak. And here is a quick update on the Papa System Operation Cover-Up, which I would describe as an effort conceived of by Kevin, K4HD, Scott, N6ZAR, and Richard, W6SFX, to basically collect donations from Papa members, including sleeping bags, blankets, jackets, and similar items, and distribute them to the people in greatest need. So here's a quick update from the field today. This morning I headed down to Inglewood with 2 sleeping bags, which I'll tell you about in a second. And I joined Kevin and Scott and followed along as they handed out. I think the totals for today were 6 sleeping bags, 7 jackets, 2 blankets, 4 snack bags, and 1 Narcan kit, because that's the world we live in today. And no partridges or pear trees that I know of. So about those 2 additional sleeping bags that I brought with me today, I just want to give special thanks to Ron, KF4PQH. Ron now lives in Virginia, as I think most people on this net are familiar, but he remains a vital part of the Papa family. And since Ron couldn't make a donation in person at one of the Papa events, he ordered 2 new sleeping bags and had them delivered to me. And let's see, those sleeping bags were among the items that Kevin and Scott handed out today, and I got to see for myself that they were greatly appreciated. And I'm pretty sure that every donation has been truly appreciated. So here is a quick recap. Hopefully this is accurate, but I think so far the events to date are: there was the Papa Fiesta on the 14th, and later that day there were items handed out, distributed in San Fernando Valley and Santa Clarita Valley. On the 15th, there were distributions in downtown LA and Skid Row. On the 22nd, Long Beach, and today we were in Inglewood, South Central, and Watts, so covered some area. And as I understand it, to date, over 120 items, including sleeping bags, jackets, and blankets, and I think there were a couple of pillows, have been distributed directly to the homeless population through Operation Cover-Up and Papa members' donations. Thanks to Kevin, Scott, and Richard for making this happen and all their work, and thanks to everyone who made a donation or has helped in any way. All right, thanks for letting me make that announcement or update. All right, thanks, Bob. KD6 LLB, back to Nat.
Well, that was beautifully done. I think you might have even rehearsed that. And I was singing along with the partridge and the pear tree. Well, good job, you guys, and thank you to Ron, KF4PQH, for doing that, reaching out from all the way on the East Coast. So that shows you right there that the Papa members will come through one way or another, whether they are here locally or not. I did have another Papa member also mention that he had ordered, I think, either blankets, sleeping bags, or something to that effect through Amazon, just ordered all brand new stuff and had it delivered. And I think he gave it probably to Kevin at the Fiesta Norte. I'm not just assuming that's what happened. But, there's ways of doing that. And I think we'll do better probably next year if we do the same thing. And I think we're even looking at possibly doing something for the picnic, as in shoes. Shoes might come in handy, especially in the summertime and stuff like that. Well, thank you, Logan. Awesome. Good job, man. And seeing it firsthand, I bet, I saw some videos, and I've seen stuff on segments and things on the news of other places giving out clothing and all kinds of stuff. And it's just really nice, very heartwarming. All right, thank you, Logan. Let's see if there's any other announcements out there tonight for the net. Announcements only at this time. Please come now. Okay, sounds pretty quiet. No, I won't play the crickets. Yeah, I got to limit it down because their dues, the cricket dues are due. So if the more I pay them, the more I play them, the more I have to pay them. I don't know where this stuff comes from, but it's just one of those things. Personality defects that I have. So with that, I think we're going to head over and check in with our trail consultant, Steve, and any type of field report or whatever he might have for us tonight. And then we'll get on with some check-ins. Oh, well, actually, we'll get on with our topic for the night. Have a little something I could play for you. Steve, KI6LV, are you with us?
Well, good evening, Bob, and everyone out here on the great outdoor net. This is Steve, KI6LOV, and I did not make it out to the cabin this weekend, but this year I achieved my goal of 20 overnight visits, and with all the work that I do and all the great times I have out on the trail. And I just like to thank everyone else for everyone out there for your enthusiastic support of indulging me with my cabin stories and stories from the trail. I really appreciate it. And going forward here into 2026, we'll see if we can extend that on and come up with some new stories and revisit some old ones as well. And then I'd also like to remind everyone that coming up this week will be the very last net of 2025 on the Papa system will be the New Hams net on New Year's Eve, where we're going to have some special guests and hopefully have all the net control operators check in and say hello and just have a little party here. And I think it'll be fun. And so anyway, Bob, I'll go ahead and clear with you and see if you have anything to add to that last announcement. This is KI6LOV730.
No, that sounds great. Yeah, we're gonna have a hoot, as they say back in Chicago. I think that's where that comes from. Anyway, but yeah, we'll have a hoot. Should be a lot of fun. Let me get out the hats and hooters. Yeah, just like Steely Dan says, well, get out your hats and hooters. So we'll see what that entails. I'll conjure something up between now and then. We'll get some funny things going. Okay. Yeah, and I think we have just about every one of your trips archived there on the Great Outdoor Net archive. So there's at least we have your field report for each week. And like I said, going into March of next year, it'll be our 5th year doing the Great Outdoor Net. And it's actually going to be March 6th. We'll be on is it 6th? No, March 8th. So it'll be one day after our true anniversary, which is March 7th. Stuff you just didn't have to know. But it is my father's birthday, our heavenly birthday, on March 7th. So that's how I remember. It wasn't even planned. Okay, with that, any other announcements? Last chance for any announcements before we start the net. Okay, thank you, Steve and Logan, for that. We do appreciate it. Really, some heartwarming stuff with the cover-up. I think, it's like I said, there was quite a few radio stations, TV stations, and other organizations out there this year that seemed to really put an effort forth to help out with the homeless or the unhoused, I guess is what we call them now. I don't know if that's a political correctness or just a different way of saying it. And to have the Papa system to play, probably a good role, I would say, pretty major role in helping out 120 people might be awfully happy that we were able to do that. Okay, so let me, like I said, well, you may not have heard earlier, before we started the net, going to look at this year past and see if you had any great, memorable, best, favorite outings, adventures that you went on 2025? Did you go somewhere really special camping? Did you go canoeing? Did you go rafting somewhere? It's whatever kind of stands out in your mind for tonight. Maybe took a motorcycle ride somewhere, all that good stuff. And even if it was on a boat or a plane, we'll take anything. And you just want to come by and say hello, we're always welcome to that. All right, stand by. We're going to play just a little thing. It's kind of like the best of adventure places and adventures for 2025.
This is Andrew for the Papa System Great Outdoor Net. For this year, 2025, the best outdoor adventures range from high adrenaline expeditions to restorative nature-based hobbies. According to the latest expert rankings and traveler data for 2025, here are the top outdoor adventures of the year. Top national and global destinations. Antarctica Expedition, ranked as a premier bucket list adventure for 2025, offering polar wildlife viewing and unique sailing experiences. Grand Canyon National Park, a perennial favorite, specifically highlighted in 2024-2025 for rim-to-rim hiking and multi-day rafting trips. Patagonia, Chile, and Argentina, featured as a top trekking destination for 2025, particularly the Torres del Paine and the Diente Circuit. Vermont, USA, identified as the most outdoorsy state heading into late 2025, leading the nation in interest for skiing, camping, and kayaking. Hawaii, USA, remains the top 2025 destination for water-based adventures, including world-class surfing and volcanic trail hiking. Best adventure activities of 2025. The following activities are seeing a peak interest and availability in the 2025 outdoor landscape. Electric mountain biking, a high-growth adventure trend with premium tours in locations like Rocky Peak and Cheeseboro Canyon, using top-tier bikes from brands like Ducati and Specialized. Stargazing and northern lights. With increasing solar activity, trips to dark sky reserves in places like Greenland and the UK are top recommendations for late 2025. Whitewater rafting. Rivers like the Middle Fork of the Salmon River in Idaho and the Gauley River in West Virginia are cited as the best multi-day river adventures. Sandboarding. Recommended as a unique 2025 alternative for snow sports lovers, with top spots in Chile and various desert dunes. This is just a few popular places and adventures for the year 2025. Thanks Bob W6CJX for letting me share this fun and informative information. Back to net control.
Well, thank you, Andrew. That was good. Nice report. And kind of summed up some of those places we're not going to be able to, or probably didn't get a chance to go to. But I think a few people have. There's some Antarctica and Patagonia or down in those areas. So maybe they're out there where they can come in and share some of that with us tonight. But anything you got that sounds good that, maybe went to just, went for looking at gold mines somewhere out in the desert. Just something fun, something outdoor. It would make the most sense. And just have some fun with it. So, all right, let's take some check-ins, and we'll start with that and head down the road. Could be a slow night. We'll see. Who knows? It sounds like the DRT net did pretty well. So maybe a few of you hung on to entertain us tonight with some stuff. Okay, I'll shut up. Let's take some check-ins. Please come now.
Kilo 6, Hotel November Golf.
Kilo Juliet 6, Golf Echo Uniform.
Kilo Delta 6, Lima Bravo.
Kilo Oscar 6, Charlie Delta Delta.
November 6, Hotel Alpha Lima.
There's a motley crew if I ever saw one. Oh boy. All right. We got nice checking inners. We got Adrian, we got Bob, GEU, we got Logan, we got Brian, CDD. I wonder what destination he might have gone to, but I'll reserve that. And Hal, N6HAL. Let's go to Adrian, KK6H&G. I know you found some pretty neat places this year, and you keep talking about this lake somewhere. I keep trying to think about looking it up sometime and checking it out and maybe going there, but it sure sounds like fun. So what you got on your list for tonight? Go ahead, Adrian. Welcome.
This is Adrian, KK6HNG, and yeah, thank you both for doing the net. Yeah, in 2025, in 24 I discovered the Sierras. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Living for 25 years in Southern California, and I didn't go in the Eastern Sierra until last year, but there you go, discovered it back then. And since then, in 2025, I've been there maybe 12 times or so, every time in a different place, and plan to do similar stuff in 2026. But in 2025, I discovered 3 very nice places. They are sort of on the PCT, because I guess that's how the idea came from. So one of them would be the Deep Creek Hot Springs. That's basically Hesperia area, that area. Then next to it, it's Silverwood Lake, another nice one. In fact, I did a crazy hike of 23 miles around it one day. And another surprise, was Vasquez Rocks. I never known about, and wow, I was surprised to find a very nice state park, nice hiking place. So that's what I have for tonight, Bob. So we'll try to continue in 2026. KK6HNG, back to net control.
You know, I had a feeling you were going to come through with something pretty special. I knew of a couple of the places you said you went to, and I was hoping that you would jump in, and you did. And we got you in there with some really kind of special places that I think all of us would kind of look into and maybe head out there, especially the Silver Lake or Silverwood. I keep want to call it Silver Lake. That's like down in downtown LA, isn't it? Silver Lake District. We'll find the Silverwood District, wherever that is. But I know it's, you said it was about an hour or so from your place. It sure sounds like a nice place. And if it took, 22 miles to walk around the lake, it's not a pond. So that's definitely a pretty good size lake there. Very good, Adrian. Thank you so much. And let's say hello to Bob, KJ6GEU. Welcome, Bob. What's going on tonight? And any great destinations and adventures you might have had in 2025, please come down.
Hi, Bob. This is Bob, KJ6GEU, Papa 1, Simi. Hope everybody out there had a good holiday, and wishing everybody a happy new year. Hopefully this next one is better than the last one. So anyway, 2025 was kind of a lull for me. Fair amount of good hiking, both local and up in Mammoth. And of course the usual ski trips and such, but nothing really, earth-shaking. Last year was the scuba trip to the Caymans. This coming year, hoping to make it up to Alaska, up to the Kenai River, maybe do a little bit of hiking and some photography up there. A guy in my fraternity in college owns a lodge up there, and he's invited a bunch of us to go up in July. And so I'm looking forward to that. That in addition to the usual, hopefully get a little skiing in the next couple months. But other than that, not a whole lot going on. Again, I hope everybody had a good one. Back to net control, KJ6GEU. Have a good one, Bob.
Well, thank you, Bob. Always a pleasure. You've always got some good stuff. And man, that trip to Alaska sounds fantastic, especially if you have a friend that has a lodge. That takes a lot of the worry out of where you're going to stay or something. But wow. Yeah, you may have to, let's see, yeah, you don't need film, do you? I was going to say you have to pack extra film, pack extra SD cards, or just offload them or something, yeah. Wow, that's going to be great. Okay, well, sounds good. We'll look forward to a report of that, maybe towards the end of summer or middle of summer or something like that. Sounds great. All right, let's say hello to Logan, KD6LLB. Let's say hello again to Logan. Go ahead, Logan, and welcome.
Thanks again, Bob. This is Logan, KD6LOB on old-fashioned RF into Saddle Peak, Papa 4. And, yet again, I have failed. I've just not managed to get things to work out so that I could go anywhere interesting. I actually had my eye on Crater Lake, and didn't work out. But a funny thing happened. I contacted a friend that's in Europe, and just to say hello, and he responded by sending me an invitation or a link to an outfit that does mountain bike tours in the Pyrenees, the Spanish Pyrenees, and I think it was 6 days, 17,000 meters descent, and some number of meters ascent, and pretty. I looked at it's pretty good mountain biking, and anyway, that sort of nudged me over the edge. So actually, let me back up a quick step. You'll appreciate this, Bob. So for I don't know how long, several years, there's been this guy on the Papa system banging on about electric bikes are great and they're actually exercise and anyway, hi. So turns out that guy wasn't making it up. I went ahead and well, first I have some injuries that I have to make sure that I don't aggravate, and I've been successful with that so far. But what I ended up doing was getting an electric mountain bike, and a pretty good one, and trying to get some exercise. And within a month, I went ahead and got a regular pedal bike, whatever that would, a normal bike, whatever. And so really, as far as seeing something, things, I'm actually seeing parts of the Santa Monica Mountains, and I've got plans to go to other areas, but places that I just wasn't getting to on day hikes, and that I can get to easily on an e-bike, and I'm working on getting further, better climbing on a mountain bike. So I kind of rediscovered some things here at home. It's not the Pyrenees, but it's nice to get into parts of the Santa Monica Mountains that I didn't have access to on foot, and I'm working on getting up to Oregon and some places and bringing bikes. So that's as close as I got to having an outdoor adventure. All right. Thanks for planting the idea of that e-bikes are maybe a good thing, Bob. And KD6 LLB, back to net.
Yeah, I think the Papa system was on the cutting edge there. It was kind of, I even said, I think on the original Outdoor Net where we did e-bikes, and there was so much negativity coming in because everyone's like, no, it's just that's the way of cheating. But most people and professionals are I don't know, I call them professionals because they're way better than me, and they the interviews that I've seen on some of these guys, because like you said, they can go so much further and do more exploring, or even hunting. These guys use these things they're going hunting with them, and they have like a little cart in the back, like a deer cart, I guess, in case they get a game or some kind of thing that they might hunt, whatever they're hunting, and they can get themselves in and out of there. And some of them carry solar panels that'll charge the things. It's wild, So yeah, it's just one of those. And now, I don't know if your streets are like ours, but they're just covered with kids on e-bikes, which I think the new year law coming out is, well, they're going to fine kids without helmets if you're under 18, which is kind of makes sense. These guys are jumping off curbs, and you have to kind of slam your brakes on sometimes, and going across intersections when they really shouldn't be. So we'll see. But yeah, I think it's a great thing. And then on the other side too, it's for people that, we got some knee problems. I've got maybe a bad back problem, and I can't be pedaling a regular bike as much. But the e-bike, you're still pedaling. They make those things that you can sit on your couch and pedal, right? They show that on TV all the time. So if you can do that, you can get out on an e-bike. W6CJX for the Papa system, great outdoor net. And we're talking year-end adventures that you might have went on for the 2025. What was one of your best things or best places you went to? And let's see, we're down to Brian, KO6, Charlie, Delta Delta. Welcome, Brian. And What you got for us tonight?
KO6CDD. Good evening, Bob, and everybody else on the net. And yeah, you called it, Bob. Highlight of travel and hanging out this year was actually the island. So camping out there was a blast. Got to do my first POTAs out there. Wire antenna I made worked. The little G90 I took wasn't too heavy and the battery lasted. And it was just a great time. So that was the highlight for me of the year, seeing the little island foxes and just hanging out. So I'll send it back to you, KO6CDD, back to net.
Hey, wait, you stole mine. That was going to be mine for the year. Because it pretty much was. I don't think we didn't do a lot of camping as we usually did. And the island trip, I think every year is pretty much my coup de grace as far as going out to something really fun like that. I know you did. You had more fun than the foxes stealing bags of Oreos or whatever. You just had a grin on your face the whole time we were there. Every time I look over, he was just smiling, shaking his head, making contacts. He was just in. I think I even. What did I did something on one of the photos, and I said Brian's in his element. He's just having a blast. So we're gonna do it again. That's coming up. February? I got to start. I think I got the secret. I think after this many years, how to get the right dates. So as soon as I find out the dates, we'll let everybody know. We'll just try to make it. That's all we can do. Have a lot of fun. Well, thanks, and say hi to Lori for us, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you guys. Wish you were closer. Wish we were closer, but we'll get together here somehow. Let's say hello to Hal, N6 AHAL. Last but not least, Chief, what's up?
November 6th, Hotel Alpha Lima. Thanks, Bob, and thanks for doing the net tonight, and thanks for the whole year. You had some great nets, and I really enjoyed them. Looking forward to next year. 2025, I was kind of laid back and homebody. I did take all my kids and their spouses on a little short cruise to Ensenada, Mexico. We had a great blast doing that. And I have to say that my kind of outdoor outing was the summer picnic in Irvine. I really enjoyed that. And hopefully I'll get out a little bit more next year. Health letting me do that with my back and everything, but I think I'm going to be okay. Back to the net, N6 HAL.
That sounds like a great trip that you took your kids and spouses and everyone, the family, I'll just say, on the trip down there to Ensenada. That's great. Yeah, that's a good one. And this year, I think Logan and I were going to ride our e-bikes down to the picnic. So we'll just take all the back streets. Oh, do I have? Well, yeah. And then they could call us the, wait for it, Backstreet Boys. All right. There we go. You knew that had to happen. Thank you, Hal. And Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year. And thank you for all the flowers for the net. You know, it's a labor of love for me. I love it. And if I had to quit, I guess someone made me quit, I guess. But I think it's just a lot of fun and brings us together. And it's just kind of a different topic or different topics than the rest of the nets. And we have our tech nets, which we love. And we have, Saturday Night Roundtable, which is kind of anything goes within reason. So, and the New Hams Nets. So it's just, we're just one of the chocolate chips in the batter. There you go. Wow, we're getting really creative tonight. W6CJX for the Papa System Great Outdoor Net. We're talking great adventures in the great outdoors 2025. If you did something fun, went somewhere fun, it doesn't matter how you got there. If you had to go outside to do it, it all qualifies. Let's see who else is out there tonight. Please come now.
Kilo Bravo 5, Whiskey, India Papa.
We had a double with Ken, WIP, that came in, and I didn't catch the double. If you could come back.
Kilo Charlie, 6 Echo Sierra Whiskey.
Anyone else? Thank you. I got you, Mike. I thought I heard your voice. I swear I have this. Well, I don't know if it's a talent or what do you want to call it, but maybe I've been on the radio way too long. But if I hear a snippet of someone's voice, I can pretty much nail it, or at least to the point where I can try to guess. Okay, so we got Ken and we got Mike. Anyone else for this round?
Alpha Bravo 6, Mike Bravo.
Kilo Juliet 7, India, Yankee Charlie.
All right, I think I'll put the brakes on there. And let's see, we picked up Ken, we picked up Mike, we picked up Jeff and Mikey. So let's start off with Ken. Whiskey India Papa. Ken, go ahead and anything you have for the net with us tonight, and welcome to the Great Outdoors.
Hey, thanks, Bob. I have a tow trailer, a Forest River trailer, 23-footer, and typically we go to Palm Springs a lot and stuff like that. But this year, 2025, I bought a property out in the desert near Kingman, Arizona, and 14 acres out there off grid. Set up solar panels. I got a septic system installed, and I made it my own private RV park. So really enjoying hanging out there, and it's really pretty. It's really pretty out there in the desert. I like the desert a lot. So anyway, trying to make it home. Got water, and anyway, it's like I said, like little RV park, coyotes howling at night, and it's just a great place to go get away. Anyway, back to net control.
Well, I'll tell you, we may have to have a Great Outdoor Net roundup. Come visit you out there and all of our trailers and campers and vans and things. That's probably not what you got it for, I'm sure, but it does sound nice. And Randy, actually, I think you deserve a bell tonight. There you go. It's the analog bell, not the digital. Got to get that back on the board. Back on the board. It makes it easier. But yeah, that's very good. I mean, to have your own place to go to. And let me ask you though, real quick. Do you leave your trailer there? I don't think you do, right? You probably bring it back with you.
I was storing it over in the Inland Empire area, and I was paying indoors like $300 a month. And so I made a decision to just save that and keep it out there. My biggest concern about having it, in the desert when I'm not there is mice. So I have a pretty strong offensive program against rodents to make sure that they don't try to take over my camper while I'm not there. And so, but yeah, I'm leaving it on site.
Well, good. I think that's a great idea. It's like your cabin in the woods, like Steve has, only it's out there in the desert. And, you could probably, I guess you could, well, I don't know what the winds would do, like some kind of a shelter to put over it, or build one or make one. They make all those different types of things for RVs. But, yeah, awesome. That's pretty cool. Yeah, usually old Irish Spring. They hate Irish Spring. At least that's what I've been told. And then we've got some of those, I don't know what they are, cedar bags that you put in there. They actually smell pretty good. I put one in the car. I tried to freshen it up. But I guess the mice don't like that either. So very good. All right, Ken. Good one. I would like that one. Let's say hello to Mike, KC6ESW.
W6CJX and the net, KC6ESW. Good evening, Bob. Season's greetings. The last net of 2025. Wow, this year went pretty fast. A couple of trips this year. We started in February. We went to Chicago. We took Camp Track to Chicago. Spent a few days there and checked that out. It was very, very cold. Very cold. The day we left, come back, it was like 9 degrees. So yeah, it makes you really appreciate living in California for sure. But did that and explored a little bit. Beautiful train trip back from Chicago to back to LA. And then in July we did a cruise to Alaska, an 8-night cruise, and that was a lot of fun, and got to check out a lot of stuff. And we've been before a couple times, but this was fun. And Alaska definitely is the last frontier for sure, and we had a great time checking out things, exploring stuff. But yeah, other than that, not a whole lot to report. It's been a wonderful year for the most part, and looking forward to 2026, and not sure what trips we'll take. You never know. But you can be sure that when I do, I'll let you guys know. Bob, thanks for all you do for the net, and again, great year in nets, and there you go. So 52 nets basically this year. That's right, 52 weeks in a year. So yeah, very, very good. So 7 threes, and thanks, Bob, and again, best to you and Carolyn, and Happy New Year as well. KC6ESW.
Well, thank you, Mike, and give our love to Chris there if she's with you. Hi, Chris, and I guess you guys had that, or maybe you guys didn't, but it was close enough with the gas leak yesterday. That was wow, that was really something. I heard about actually I heard about it first on Facebook, and then started diving into it because we do have a couple of our relatives that are up in San Francisco area that'll be probably coming back down probably tomorrow. But I guess it's all at least taken care of for right now. Sounds good. Yeah, I think Alaska is probably on just about everyone's bucket list that's outdoor related, that likes outdoor stuff. And even if you don't, I think that would be a pretty darn cool place. Like you said, I think one time you get up there, we get all excited when we see a bald eagle and here and down here and up there. Boy, they're like everywhere. They're just coming over and they sit on your porch or your deck, coming looking for some food and stuff. So it's pretty neat. Definitely a beautiful, beautiful place up there for sure. All right. Well, thank you, Mike, as always. Appreciate you. And let's go up. Speaking of San Francisco, let's say what Mr. Jeff up there by the bay. And he's literally by the bay. I looked him up the other night on D-Star. Man, there he is. AB6MB. Welcome.
Thank you, Bob. Yeah, I was going to check in earlier, but my neighbor came over and said, we got to watch the Niners game with Chicago and how exciting it was. So they're playing outdoors, so I guess that counts. They're just down the freeway from me on the 49ers stadium. Anyway, it was a pretty exciting game. And, yeah, just thinking about what I'm going to do next year for the Great Outdoors yet. I'd like to go down Highway 1 and go down towards Santa Cruz and kind of make the big loop again. That's always fun. You go down on Highway 1 along where the beaches are, then you turn up and you come up another route where you go through the small towns that are inland a little bit. And it's always a very nice drive up there and, get something to eat and just take it easy. Very scenic. Anyway, that's all I've got here. I want to support the net, and good to hear everybody out there. So that's 73, everyone. AB6MB.
Yeah, that sounds great, Jeff. Coming down, we're planning on. It'll be in the new year, I think. Coming up, the one from down here, and we've been through there before, like Morro Bay and Cayucas, and then San Simeon, and they have the elephant. What do they call that? Elephant seal sanctuary. Don't know what time of the year they're all there. They were there when we were there one time, and I actually got into Papa 6 from there, believe it or not. I was on a mobile unit, but I think I talked to Vern. I think he's a silent key now, but I think I talked to Vern from up there, and it was like, wow, it probably didn't sound real great, and I think I blew a fuse putting it on high power, but I did make it into 6 all the way from San Simeon. But there's some nice, like Morro Bay, we always kind of think of as kind of like a small Monterey. You get there, you got the dock, you got the boats, you got the big rock there, and you've got little shops and restaurants. So yeah, I agree. And then some of the little motels, they're they're all been fixed up and nice. They're kind of quaint. And you just pull up to the front door and go in. So it works out good. So hope you get to do that, and hope we get to do that. I think we will. It sounds like a good trip for us and close by. So with that, W6CJX for the Papa System, Great Outdoor Net. Let's say hello to Mikey. Go ahead, Mikey, and welcome.
Hey, it's Mikey. Kilo Juliet 7, India Yankee Charlie out of Vegas. Well, this past year I made a few trips to Hawaii. One was for a mother-in-law's 80th birthday. Second trip was for my younger brother's wedding. Made it out to Tucson, Arizona, Tombstone, Arizona. Made it out to Sedona, and ended the year visiting you guys out for the Papa Luncheon in Arcadia. So hopefully we get to do more trips and visit you guys more out there. And back to net.
And you forgot to mention that you won all the prizes. You did good. Yeah, you did really good. Everybody was like, hey, this guy came from Vegas, and look he actually won something. Made the trip worth it. Sounds like you did pretty good. I think I heard you last night on Darren's net, and that you did some traveling around. So good for you. And so I don't know. We're kind of like, I did so much traveling for work flying overseas to Europe and Asia and these different places. And I kind of got that all out of my system. And then with the things going on in the world, I'm happy staying home, or at least close to home. That's for sure. But you enjoy. And yeah, it's great to see you there at the Fiesta Norte. So I'm sure we'll have one again there. That was a pretty awesome place, as we all know that attended. W6CJX with the Papa System, Great Outdoor Net. And we're talking outdoor adventures for 2025. What was your favorite? And anything special? Or it doesn't even have to be special. Just where'd you go? Went to the park. Okay, did a POTA. Hey, that's all right. That works too. Let's see who else is out there that would like to check in with us tonight. Please come now.
KE6GQO, Monty. November 6th, Alpha, Quebec, Dale.
Okay, sorry for that pause, but I was just letting any of our internet friends in, see if they have a chance to get in too. So we'll take Monty and Dale and then reach out again, see what we got. We'll probably keep it a little short tonight, and just that way. Tomorrow's our daughter's birthday, so she's always been the couple days after Christmas, where I always say, well, I kind of missed out on presents and things, but yeah, she gets her thing. She got some nice flowers today, and she'll get a couple of more little things, and we'll take her out to lunch tomorrow. So can't beat that for a birthday. More than I did on mine. And Monty, I don't think checking in from a cafe in Big Bear counts as an adventure, but go for it. KE6 Giant Quail Overhead. Welcome.
Yeah, I was with Darren, Cecil, and Chris and everybody, and we a cafe teddy bears. Good evening. And Morro Bay and all that. Well, I went to, we would go surfing off the Rock Harbor there and go surfing out there. And now I'm forgetting. And Lake of the Ozarks, and there's houses along the lake and lots of traffic. So I kind of equate the river of the Midwest. Unique and kind of fun. Our headquarters is in Champaign, Illinois, and we have access to a boat, so good time. So that was new, and did a lot of camping, of course, up in Big Bear, Holcomb Valley. We got our 13 acres out there, and it's out and enjoys it. Anyways, that's all I got. Bob, it was good seeing everyone. I'm hoping that 2026 becomes short that way. 7-3.
Okay, Monty. I was laughing a little bit. I'll try to piece you. It's kind of the scarecrow effect on the Wizard of Oz. I'll try to piece you back together as one whole person when I edit this for tomorrow for the Papa System podcast. I'll see what I can put together. It may sound good. I don't know. We'll see. Otherwise, I'll just leave it alone. But yeah, you sound good. No worries. We'll get you in there. You always sound good from up there. But I'm so glad that you got the repeater up and everything working there. Okay, let's say hello to Dale. We need a temperature report from Dale from Tustin. What's our temperature in the shack? Is 60 degrees and it's rising, probably because I'm blowing out a lot of hot air out of my mic, or out of my mouth. Welcome, Dale, N6AQQ.
Good evening, everybody. This is Dale, N6AQQ. Didn't really go anywhere this year. Did a lot of local hiking in the local area, Cleveland National Forest. Didn't really do anything else. Plan to go somewhere up north this summer. See my daughter in Seattle, at Olympia. Anyway, don't know what the temperature is. I'm not in a room with a thermometer. N6AQQ, back to net.
Well, we'll have to deduct some points for that. Yeah, Olympia, that's cool. I remember going there as a kid. Of course, you always got to go to the brewery. And my dad would have beer. I don't know if my mom drank any beer or not. And then they just give the kids pure Olympia water. It had an artesian spring or something like that, I think. We did the same thing at the Coors plant over in Golden, Colorado. All I got was water. Boy, what a joke. Anyway, I think I was still way too young to be drinking anyway. So that's just as well. Well, good, Dale. Yeah, I hope you get to do that this summer, next summer, this summer, next summer, whatever's coming up. And give us a report back from there. That's a beautiful country up there for sure. All right, I'm going to stand by one last call. And anyone that's on internet that's having trouble getting in or not trouble getting in, anyone, anywhere, please come now.
KK6 LMC.
K6 DV.
K0 WG.
Okay, that worked out. We had a couple internet stations there. Let's take ladies first. James. Oh, sorry. Carolyn, KK6 LMC, welcome.
KK6 LMC, Carolyn here. In August, when the guys were all over on the island, my friend Lori stayed with me, so that was really fun. We had a great time. We went up to Ventura, to the top of the hill, to see the Sarah Cross on the hilltop, and then we came back down to the Ventura Harbor for fish and chips. And we also went down to Point Magoo Beach. She loved that and got a lot of really good pictures of the ocean. And we kind of just drove around a little bit after that into Sycamore Canyon, just beyond Point Magoo Rock. We went to the Camarillo Adolfo Victorian house that's been there forever. It's been restored, of course, and saw the beauty around there with the trees and flower gardens and everything like that. And then all of a sudden a coyote ran through the area that we are in, and so Lori said something like, "Don't let them know that you're afraid of them," because I started trying to run back to the truck to get in the truck. The thing was coming right for me, so I don't know how I did it, but I managed to get away from that coyote there, but it scared the hell out of me. And so anyway, the other good thing for us here, Bob and I, we made it up to the casino in October, and it's always fun to win up there in Santa Ynez, beautiful drive. And then Lori and I, we took them out to dinner when they first arrived here to stay before the island. And we went to Yolanda's 3 times, I think, maybe 4. I don't know. Lori will have to clarify that, but they loved the food and everything. So I think we did our favorite restaurant about 4 times. And the night before, the night before that she had to go home, I said, let's just go one more time, and so we did. And then we also drove to Port Hueneme and toured that around so she could see where we lived in the 90s. I'll give it back to you, Bob, KK6 LMC 73.
Well, I was hoping that's what you had tonight. I knew you were talking about that, and kind of goes along with Brian. I was going to say I took Brian out to the island, but we kind of went out there together, and then you guys had some quality girl time here, and I can't say enough about the Father Sierra Cross up there in Ventura. If you haven't seen it or been there, it's pretty crazy. I mean, it's not that hard to get to. You can Google it and get a map. They'll take you there. I think it's Father Sierra or Father Sarah. And it's just so beautiful up there. You can see as far as, I would say, Santa Barbara, or pretty darn close to it. You can see the islands if it's a clear day. And then you can see all the way down past Port Hueneme, Oxnard, and you can see Magoo. All right, so you can see Magoo Peak and the mountains and stuff down there, Boney Mountains and all that. So it's spectacular. Wow. If you have a wide angle lens, you might still have to do the panoramic thing. Thank you, Carolyn. And let's say hello to Ellen, K6 Delta Victor.
Well, I didn't take any trips this summer. I bought a house, so I've been dumping money into the money pit here. Just discovered that 2026 is going to be a new roof. Yeah. And I'm going to enjoy the process because I put a new roof on my last house, too. And it's kind of fun, actually. Enjoy it. But I do have a plan to take a road trip on the motor pickle. I took 3 trips this year, but they weren't out of state. They were just regional overnights. So that's nothing like the usual road trips. But like I said, the house got in the way. So I've got some plans. Hopefully I'll be able to go to Summer Internationals in Wisconsin. And that's a great road trip. I'll camp all the way. none of my lady friends who ride motorcycles camp. They all like to go to hotels, so I kind of enjoy a solo trip, and just finding somebody to caretake the place who has to stay here because of my critters, the chickens and the sheepies. That's my only challenge at the moment, but it's early. Anyway, so travel wasn't in the plans this year. I keep saying last year. It's not 2026 yet. Holy cow, don't rush the gun. Lord love a duck. Anyway, to all of you out there, happy almost New Year. Happy birthdays. And Festivus for the rest of us. Over back to you, Bob. Great net. K6DV.
Well, thank you, Ellen. Yeah, that puts a whole new spin on pet sitting. Wow. Yeah, it's, people have like a dog or a cat, and no, you got a ranch there. You're gonna have to. It's gonna. I was almost gonna volunteer too, but I think that's a little bit much. I don't know. But I hope you get to do that. I know you love that, and I'm sure it would be just, as they say in Chicago, a hoot. Definitely. I don't know why I say Chicago. Just someone I used to know from Chicago said it so much that it got annoying, like me right now. Ellen, have a great evening, great rest of the week. Happy New Year to you. If I don't talk to you before then, I might not. You never know. Might jump on the radio here. And thank you for being here all year too, and checking in with us and giving us some great stories. I know you've got more than we can even do in one net, 3 or 4 nets, but we really, really appreciate and enjoy, and always love hearing the third-party sheepies. Let's say hello to Cowdog K0WDG. James, I just realized you're not on the internet. You're on Papa 6, I think. Go ahead, James, and welcome.
Well, actually, I'm on the internet. But I got to say, I think probably the best adventure this year was the island, and that we were able to make ice the whole time. And having that cooler with the solar panels and the batteries and keeping everything cold, that was just a total game changer, and it made it all worth all the work. Other than that, I think the other big adventure is probably moving to Arizona. And it's definitely different here, but a lot of new adventure. So it's been a good year all in all, and I hope everyone else had a great year, and can't wait to get back to do the island trip in August. K0WDG, back to net.
All right, we got 2 for the island. Well, 3, counting mine, because that was mine too. I mean, you have to add that. It would take quite a bit to outdo the island trip for those that have been there and know what it's like. Yeah, and making ice cubes. I swear, when you first told us that you had not only just a portable refrigerator, which we have one here too, that runs 12 volts, whatever, but it doesn't make ice cubes. I guess maybe it does in the freezer section if you put the little trays in there, but I have never actually tried that. But to do that on the island, I just, so I'm making sure I pack my battery-powered blender for the margaritas next year. We got to have our crushed ice, and we'll pour some of those cut water. I think that's what they're called. Those are pretty good. And then we'll you make the ice, I'll make the margaritas, and someone. Oh yeah, I looked up to see where you're coming in. You're coming on Justin's call or his node there. So cool. Well, hi to Justin if you're around out that way somewhere. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, I think. I'm going to go say Happy New Year to everyone that's out there. And we'll make it through the end of the year here, and we'll enjoy coming back and definitely having a new year with everything on the net. So, and all the other nets. So let me see. Tomorrow night we got the DMR net, and then Tuesday night we have D-Star and P25. And then Wednesday night, I think that's going to be the big night there, when New Year's Eve, and we're going to celebrate. Steve's kind of like the new, or he's the Papa System equal to Ryan Seacrest. So you got to be there and watch the ball drop, or we'll hear it drop. Crash, bang. All right, thanks for everyone for checking in for the whole year. Thank you so much. We do appreciate that. We appreciate having you here, and really appreciate that. And 7-3, and what else was I going to say? Oh, thanks to Cecil and the whole Papa system, and great year with the Papa system. We did good. So with that, I'll say 7-3, close the net at 21:11. We will see everyone soon. Well, I guess the picnic's coming up in June. See you in June.